Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Super Buggy Podcast. My name is Trevor Adzinski, and I'm here with my roommate, Gage Clark.
Hey, how's it going?
This week we've got an interesting podcast for you. We're going to be talking about...
don't take all the freaking ice.
I'm taking half of the ice, man.
Okay,
I'm leaving you half the ice.
Sorry, gosh.
This week we are talking about crazy Florida man stories.
Or I think there's a couple of women in there too, a couple of Florida women.
I looked at all the stories. I'm pretty sure they're all men.
Oh, I thought there was one that said Florida woman gets her turn or something. I guess we'll find out.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this week it's all Florida men. But there definitely are crazy Florida women.
Oh, for sure.
We're not trying to exclude the market. It's just if we're looking at top 10 perspective on the craziest stuff they've done, the men top the list.
So is this all-time top 10? Or is this just
I think this is the top 10 compiled by the people at the Miami Herald.
Okay.
But they're compiling it from different websites, so they definitely are not, somewhat of an unbiased decision, I guess.
Satisfying. Cool.
But I guess with that, let's move into the first segment of the week, which is always the best segment. Whiskey of the week. Yeah. This week we have American Barrels bourbon whiskey. I liked the bottle. It looked like a shotgun shell, so I bought it. I didn't even see.
Snap!
I didn't even see the shotgun shell at first. Actually, I saw a metal bottom with a snake.
I'm just now seeing that.
And I liked the look of it, so I picked it up. I guess the plan is we're gonna do an infinity bottle, which is essentially just pour like a little bit of each whiskey into a bottle, and then over time you get a blended whiskey. Yeah.
I kind of like shooting for like episode 25 for that or something. That'd be a lot of bottles of whiskey.
Yeah, so you pour a shot in every time. You'll fill up the bottle by episode 25, but you'll drink 2 glasses of whiskey on episode 25 and get down to half a bottle, and then you got all that room to add more whiskey in.
Sounds like
and that's why it's an infinity bottle, because it lasts forever.
Nice.
But let's crack
That's a good bottle
to some of these American Barrels.
Yes,
this is the bottle I guess we're going to use.
That means we gotta finish that, or at least enough to.
We don't have to finish it, but we have to drink enough to where there's a lot of headspace to add more whiskey.
Well, we have to drink until there's like a 25th left of the bottle.
I wouldn't say a 25th,
or maybe 25 shots.
You can leave more room, or you can leave more whiskey in there just so you have a starter. I mean, you want to start with something that tastes good.
True.
So I mean.
This smells pretty decent.
It smells like whiskey. It's bourbon.
It smells like whiskey.
I feel like it's just a classic bourbon. We looked on the website because the goal with Whiskey of the Week is for us to be more knowledgeable gentlemen who know more about whiskey.
I didn't know that was the goal.
That's my goal. I want to be able to taste a whiskey and be like,
yeah, that's a blah, 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 blah.
That's what that tastes like. Can you, here. It tastes like whiskey. I don't know. I mean, it's good. It's really smooth. It doesn't really have that much of a burn on the way down.
Again, just tastes like wood to me.
I mean,
which makes
everything is aged in wood barrels.
Wood.
So I mean, that's why everything kind of has a wood flavor to it. But
you're right. You're always right.
American Barrels, not that bad. 90 proof though, so. Nice. A little bit stronger than most alcohols, but still very smooth.
So how does the whole proof thing work? Does it only go up? Because I feel like what are those back behind you proof wise?
The Bushmills was 80 proof. So essentially.
But then what's the percentage? Isn't it only 40%?
So proof is double the percentage. So if you have 150 Bacardi 151 is 151 proof.
Correct.
75% alcohol.
Oh. So it's just saying the same thing, just 2 different ways.
Yes. I think proof is a much more technical term, whereas this is 45%. It's just like...
Oh, rough.
It lets you know.
That's fair.
But yeah. American barrels, not that bad. Maybe give it a try if you can find it.
Give them all a try.
Give them all a try. But I guess let's move into these Florida man
stories. Let's get into
stories.
some weird Florida stories. What's up first?
I mean,
well, hold on. We should probably clarify. I feel like there was a couple like rules to being a Florida man or woman.
There definitely is. So there's a couple Twitter accounts that you guys can take a look at. I've definitely seen them pop up in my Twitter feed before. I love these stories. They're always so funny. Whenever I hear like a Florida man story, I always think superhero. Like Florida man. But yeah, there's Florida man and there's also Florida woman Twitter if you want to get it on the feminine side of the Florida man stories. But let's see here. What makes a Florida man story? So there's like an algorithm or something that
there's a checklist you have to check.
Checklist. So it's Florida. You need firearms, locations, objects, reasons for arrest, injuries, drugs and alcohol, and animals. If it's got those things, it's a Florida man story. So if you get all those things, it's a really good story, you know?
So Lorida?
FL. Florida.
Where's the... Oh, I missed firearms. I just started locations.
And or other weapons.
Okay,
it's Florida. It's Florida. So it's Florida for Florida.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's what that means. So I guess number 1 on the list theoretically should be the best. Should we move backwards and go from 10 down to 1?
Yeah, let's do like a little countdown.
So I'm guessing this dude is number 1, right?
Maybe.
Or is the last one number 1?
I feel like okay, no, yeah, that dude's number 1.
Are you the pirate one? Is the pirate one number 1?
Oh no,
or is alligator guy number 1?
Yeah, Joshua James, the alligator guy, is number 1.
Okay, so we start with pirate dude.
So yes,
we're starting with Florida Keys deputies arrest man dressed as pirate for firing muskets at car.
Nice. First of all, props for having a working musket. You know, that's cool.
Multiple muskets, apparently. This is muskets. Muskets.
Yeah, because you can't fire one multiple times super fast.
Yeah,
so maybe he just had like a couple musket rifles and fire and drop it, pick up another one. Fire.
Yeah, I kind of wonder how many he got, or like how many shots he got off.
It couldn't have been more than like 3 or 4.
Let's see here. Monday afternoon, Sparing met up with 2 lady friends at the Sunset Grill and Marathon to watch the sunset. Sparing was in full pirate regalia and had 2 muskets, a dagger, a knife, and a sword on him. Then they decided to walk out to the 7 Mile Bridge for some fun. Sparing shot 1 round from a musket into the water and then turned and fired another at cars. Don't worry, they were only black powder rounds, not real ammunition.
Oh, they were blanks.
They're blanks.
That changes.
But it's suffice to say that the man dressed as a pirate and firing a gun toward a road still has a lot of drivers shivering in their timbers.
Yeah, I mean, that would scare the crap out of me. Also, now as we're reading through this, we haven't looked at any of these articles ahead of time, just so you know. But as reading through this, that definitely sounds like I've heard of this before. I feel like there was a segment on The Daily Show and they talked to this dude.
They actually talked to the guy?
Yeah, one of the girl reporters went out to Florida. I think it was a Florida man story. Dang, I should have looked that up, but I'm just not thinking of it.
I mean, at the end of the day, did he really? I mean, yes, he did something wrong, but
they were
legally, did he do anything wrong?
There's got to be some law against, even if it's a blank, shooting towards cars.
All right, so we gotta read through the story because we didn't read through these just so we could get the surprise factor on these. So we still don't even know what happened to this guy yet. Police confiscated the following items: a red leather hat, a silver flask, a black leather pirate belt with miscellaneous buckles. I guess that's it. Why would they confiscate those but not the weaponry? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, they didn't take any rifles. And then it just goes to a different story.
And then it just goes to a different story because
what is
this website is...
It's Miami New Times.
Garbage. Miami New Times.
Freaking go.
But this is the dude.
That's the dude.
Looks like he'd be firing muskets at cars. A little bit disappointed there wasn't actual rounds in there.
Yeah,
like,
he's got a
I'm glad
nice-
nobody got hurt, but like,
A little disappointed there aren't actually rounds.
like it's not like it comes off to me more as just like I got a little bit drunk and I'm showing off to the ladies, you know, like I got these
Typical
two
Florida man
muskets.
stuff.
Like if you're going out for the night with your two muskets dressed as a pirate, do you load them first?
I don't think I would go out for the night with two muskets.
Well, I mean, you're like cosplaying as a pirate. Maybe you're going to a
Okay.
costume party, and you
That's
got
fair.
two muskets. You know. Also, why bring two?
Maybe he wanted the duel.
I mean, muskets are rifles.
Yeah.
That's a big gun.
You can kind of duel with that. You can't
But-
do the whole quick.
I'm thinking you're going. They went to like a restaurant first, right?
I think it just says a night out.
I feel like it definitely said they went to a restaurant. Yes,
Sunset Grill.
Sparing met up at the Sunset Grill in Marathon to watch the sunset. I don't know if the sun. I assume that's some sort of restaurant. So you're just carrying two.
Yeah,
like,
probably a
do you
grill.
strap one over each shoulder?
Yeah, I wish there was like a picture of these rifles.
They need.
I didn't even take them from him, so who knows?
I don't know, man. He.
But look at his grin. He's got not whoever that person is, but that dude. He's got like such a satisfied grin.
I feel like he's not going to jail for this one.
Yeah, probably not. Probably just a hefty fine. Don't be acting like you're shooting at cars,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like in Florida they probably have open carry. I can't imagine that there's anything that they can like actually book him for other than maybe like I don't know, unlawful conduct, disturbing the peace.
Even if they had open carry, Can you get a license to carry a musket?
I don't think you probably need one.
Yeah, license
Like
to
how
carry
many
a musket.
how many bullets are you gonna get off on these guys? You get
Yeah,
one,
you get
and then
one,
you
and
gotta
they'll probably
pour
miss.
the powder in, put like a flashing thing in, put the musket ball in, pack it all down, and then you get another shot off. By that time, the person's either ran away
or they're
or
at you.
they're firing back at you. Like,
True.
I don't know, man. He's our number 10. They can only
Rightfully
get
so,
they can only get better from here. I was when I saw the headline, I was thinking, how could this guy be number 10? You
Yeah,
know,
he's just an
he's got the
innocent-looking
guns.
dude.
He's dressed as a pirate. He's got the location. He's got all the things to make a great Florida story, but he didn't actually shoot bullets. So
That's one thing missing.
Damn.
They did talk to this guy on the Daily Show. By the way,
they did.
they did a Florida man segment.
That is very good. Should I pull this up?
Yeah, if you want to, it shows the dude's character a little bit. He's kind of funny.
Do I just look up?
I just Googled
Daily Show.
Pirate Florida man Daily Show, and then it popped up. Florida. Yeah, the top one.
All right.
We're gonna have to kind of skim through a little bit because they talked to multiple Florida men.
It's home to theme parks, the Everglades, your Peapod, and of course,
All right. Where is my man's?
I think he might be towards the end.
Oh, dude, he's got the pirate stuff on.
surely there's a Florida man who's normal.
Hi, Missy. I am Captain Silky Silvertips. I hail out of the island called
Is that the guy?
Captain Silky Silvertips, dude.
Captain Silky.
I don't even care if it's the same guy. It's
Yeah.
another guy that dresses up like a pirate. There's got to be.
There's probably a ton in Florida.
It's
dude.
got to be like there's some girls. That's their kink.
Yeah.
They like
They
to
like
get
that
with,
pirate man.
They like the pirate man. Yeah, Florida Keys.
Okay, cool.
Cool. And you're a pirate?
Well, I'm a pirate most of the day. I'm a landscaper.
Nice.
He's a pirate most of the day. When he's not, he's a landscaper.
landscaping, dude.
Landscaper.
Carving out the ocean.
A man dressed as a pirate is accused of shooting his gun on the 7 Mile Bridge in South Florida.
Yeah.
So I took out my flintlocks to shoot at the sun. Now,
Okay, so they weren't even
handgun.
they weren't
muskets.
even
Okay.
muskets. Can you call it? Is that technically
Well, yeah,
a
because
musket?
it's shooting like a musket ball.
It's a flintlock pistol, though.
come on, you
True.
don't
I don't know.
simply gunpowder.
Yeah, why not?
Florida man, you must first be a Florida boy and experience the life that it gives you as a boy to hone your skills to be, in my case, a Florida pirate man.
Have you always been a Florida man?
No. Originally, I hailed from Chicago.
Yeah, you want to turn up just a little bit.
I was then. But since then, I've lived my entire life here in the Keys.
What do you think is behind every Florida man?
Must be in the water that we're drinking down here today.
Must.
I
be
think
the
it's got to
wild.
be something in the water. More stuff happens in Florida
Yeah, like wild stuff.
than anywhere else. I don't know how it happens. There's no logical reason for it. It's got to be something in the water. But I guess let's move on to this.
Yeah.
Number 9. Our number 9
Number 9.
is a little young kiddo, 19, arrested for having a lewd act with a stuffed animal inside of a Walmart.
At 3 p.m.
This guy looks like
It's not even a weird time to be in a Walmart.
a stand-up individual. He's probably going to a very good college. And, he got a little bit stressed out. He got out of his exam around 2:30, decided to drive up to the Walmart in Brooksville,
And
50 miles north of Tampa. So, according to the police report, Sean Johnson, 19, selected a brown, tan, and red stuffed horse from the clearance shelf in the garden department. At least he took it from the clearance shelf, you know?
He's
He was
being
like, you know what?
respectable.
I'm probably going to have to pay for this after I'm done with it. So,
Get something cheap.
get something cheap. He then went into the comforter aisle because
Why
you
not?
gotta have something to lean up against, and proceeded to pull out his genitals and to hump the stuffed horse, utilizing a short, fast movements. I want to know why that's a link.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm scared to click on
I'm
it.
gonna click on it.
Click on it and let me know.
Oh, it's just
Is it showing you what humping is?
no, no. It's like the thing the cops filled out, the police report.
Okay.
I don't know why they put a link to it.
Also, they're very descriptive. Utilizing short, fast movements. The lewd act was captured by surveillance cameras, which I'd just love to be the security guy at Walmart, just
Seeing that go down.
sitting back, drinking your whiskey of the week, looking at all the cameras, and then all of a sudden you look over and you see this kid just fucking a horse in the comforter aisle.
Yeah, man, that would be
What do you
strange.
do?
That's probably not the weirdest thing to happen in a Walmart, though.
Oh, definitely not. But
You
what do
know.
you do in that situation if you're the security guy? Like, do you want to walk up to this dude?
No.
No. Like what? Like, I don't know how I would handle that situation. I feel like a part of me would say, for the betterment of the people in the store and the fact that it's my job, I need to go stop this guy. But the other part of me is like, I don't want to get near this dude. Like,
But I mean, it's just
he's already okay with fucking a stuffed horse in Walmart. Like, what's he gonna do when you walk up to him? You know?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, playing with a stuffed horse isn't violent. So I mean, I have a reason to believe he's gonna freak out. Well, okay, but he's playing with a horse. Never mind. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I guess we should probably continue the
just gotta
story
do
to
it.
see what happened. But it says after Johnson achieved an orgasm and ejaculated on the stuffed horse chest. Why do they have all this
they are-
information?
That's all from the police report.
Okay. So he ejaculated on the stuffed horse's chest area. He placed the soiled stuffed horse on top of a bed.
in a bag. At least he
bag.
put it in a bag.
He put it
Oh, a comforter
in the
set.
comforter set contain. So he opened up one of the comforter bags
Put
and
the
stuffed
horse
it in there. How big is the stuffed horse? Now I'm thinking it's a tiny little stuffed
I was
horse.
thinking like this big,
Yeah, originally I was thinking like a
full.
not like a full size horse, but like a
Yeah.
something that you could hug, you know?
Yeah.
Not like a under the shoulder hug,
probably
but
not
like
that
like a
big.
big hug.
Yeah.
So he tried to stuff it into this comforter set. Or I guess he did stuff it in the comforter set.
Oh, that's hot.
And then he fled the store before he could be apprehended by Walmart security. I think Walmart security was holding up on that one. Wait,
Yeah.
come back. He was subsequently arrested by Brooksville Police Department officers. In a written statement, Johnson admitted that I did unmentionables to a stuffed animal, noting that he committed a horrible act. I need to think before what I do. I'm extremely sorry.
What? That guy is... I don't understand, man. You don't even need to think before not doing something.
He wasn't even on... I was expecting him to be on like some drugs or something.
But no, he
nothing.
was just not practicing common sense, and for some reason thought it was a great idea to do this.
He was charged with indecent exposure. He was released from custody after posting $1,500 in bond.
Nice.
So somebody forked out $1,500 to get this dude out of jail. And I'm wondering, how do you call your mom?
Yeah, like how
Who
do
do you call?
explain what you've done?
Who do you call?
Dude, you just
after
call
you
a
just
lawyer. Don't even call your family.
Like I don't A, don't do it. B, I don't know who I would call.
Yeah, that's a tough conversation to have with anyone right there.
Walmart deemed the merchandise contaminated and not suitable for sale.
Oh,
So-
good. I was worried they were gonna put that right back on the shelf.
Well, you know, Clorox wipes can only do so much.
They can only do so much, man.
All right, let's move on down to number 8 in our lineup of top 10 Florida man stories.
Oh, buddy.
In Pasco, or Newport, maybe Newport Richie, is that the name of the town?
Yeah.
Sure. Newport Richie man gets out of jail, tries to steal deputy's car in the parking lot.
Heck yes.
So this is the dude, Clade Carpuzzi, 41, decided let's just risk it all a second time.
Yeah, buddy.
A Newport Richie man who had just been freed from jail Tuesday for an auto theft charge tried to break into a car on his way through the jail parking lot. So
He just got off. He just got released after being charged with auto theft. And then immediately after was like, you know what? I'm going to take this police car real quick.
And you're missing the best part. The deputy was behind the wheel of the car. He tried to break into the car and the dude was just sitting there.
Just hanging out.
I feel like that's
How do
happened
you-
to me before.
If someone's tried to
Someone's
get in
tried to
your
open
car-
my door and I've been sitting there and I look over and then all of a sudden they just like
I
walk
feel like
off
when
really
that
fast.
happens, it's someone thinking it's their car. And,
Possibly.
like thinking, oh, I'm just going to get in my car and it's locked. And then they look in and there's someone there.
I've definitely gotten into somebody else's car thinking it's mine.
I
Multiple
I
times.
have not done that.
I did it once when I was a little kid in Savannah, Georgia.
Nice.
We were on family vacation, and my parents drove a white minivan, and there was a white minivan parked like 2 spaces down. We got out of the shop. I got into this person's van, sat in the back seat, and I was like, why aren't my parents getting in the car? Like, where are they at? And then I reach over to get a drink of my tea, and my tea's not there. And I'm like,
Where am I?
I'm not in the right van.
That would be so freaky. What if you just drove off? Like,
I mean,
kidnapped
they
you?
left
Never
they
saw
left
it
it
again.
unlocked. I've also walked off with the wrong parent at Walmart. You ever just like grab onto the wrong cart and start walking with them, and then you turn around and you're like, "You're not my dad."
I can't say I've done that either. That's pretty cool.
I've never
I guess.
accidentally tried to break into a police car.
I mean, there's no accident about it. This dude wanted the police car.
I would probably say, "Oh man, sorry. I thought I was getting in my car."
Okay, but like, what happened after he tried to get it? How did they know he was trying to steal it? What if he just wanted to talk to the deputy?
I don't know. It says Clade Carpuzzi, 41, was arrested by the deputy and marched back inside of the Lando Lakes Detention Center. Do you think the Lando Lakes Detention Center is owned by Lando Lakes Butter? Like that little Indian lady
Yeah, I know
who's
what
holding
you're
the
talking
butter
about.
on the Lando Lakes. Do you think she's up there in the warden's office
No, probably not. She's probably somewhere where there's more cows.
slapping the butter on stuff? I think they like butter up the cells really good. All they serve is Lando Lakes Butter there.
It's so buttery you can just slide right through the jail bars.
That's the one risk, you know.
Yeah.
They give them all this butter, but they can just slide
They
right
can
through the jail
escape.
bars.
Yeah.
Okay. Back on though. The sheriff's office said now he faces a second charge of attempted auto theft. Carpuzzi's first arrest was on Sunday after deputies said he stole a vehicle. He was released Tuesday on $5,000 bail. An off-duty deputy was parked outside the jail when she watched Carpuzzi walk around her vehicle and pull on the passenger side door handle. She got out and identified herself as a deputy, the sheriff's office, and then escorted Carpuzzi to the front lobby of the jail. He was trying to pull on the passenger side door handle.
That's what I'm saying. How do you know he's trying to take it?
Maybe he was just like, oh, this is the person who's coming to pick me up. Is this my Uber?
Yeah, I mean,
you could pull that
that's
off
a big mistake.
anywhere.
Yeah, you probably could.
You wanna break into a car, be like, oh shit, I thought you were my Uber.
But if it's a police car, it has lights. And...
Off-duty deputy was parked outside the jail.
Okay, but off-duty's not undercover. Could have been off-duty just in her car.
Probably in her car, so it could have looked like an Uber. She probably has an Uber sticker in the window because she's an off-duty deputy.
So yeah, I guess there's a lot of blurry details about this. He could have just been trying to get into a lift.
Yeah, see, the man told deputies he saw a vehicle with the engine on and didn't realize anyone was inside. So
Okay.
he pretty much admitted,
yeah.
oh, the
After
engine was
saying
on,
that.
so I can just take it.
And no one was inside.
Released again Wednesday morning on another $5,000 bail, and this time without incident. Why do you release him a second time?
don't know. How does he have all the money to keep paying bail?
Because he's stolen many cars. He just walks up and gets in.
You're right.
You sell it, you get $5,000. Doesn't this look like every single auto dealer you've ever been to?
Kind of.
He's a used car dealer who steals cars and then resells them probably.
I could totally see that.
You could see
he
that.
looks a little shady. He's got a little smirk.
Yeah, he's got that little I stole 2 cars.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about it?
What are you gonna do? Okay. This next one's about ammo and a metal guitarist home sends fireman fleeing. All right.
Are we in the right order? Because I
Probably
feel
not.
like I'm not in the right order.
Let's see. I'm gonna follow your order then.
Okay, I feel like I'm in the right order, and the
Okay.
next one is about authorities find a 12-foot gator tied to a tree near Hillsborough River.
That was the
But
first one that's loaded up for me.
stay
so we're gonna
tuned.
stay tuned for metal guitarist.
Metal
man.
guitarist with ammo and flamethrowers and shit.
Okay, yeah, I found this one. We're good.
So this one, they never actually caught the Florida man, but the story
Well,
is...
hold up. Then is it a Florida man story?
It could be a Florida woman story. Somebody did
It's a
this.
Florida person story.
Florida person decided that they were going to tie up a 12-foot alligator to a tree behind their apartment complex, and they had been feeding it cats.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hardcore. I don't even know really what to say about that.
I mean,
That's pretty-
gators got to eat something, and if you can get a lot of cats,
Yeah, where are they getting all these
where are you
cats?
getting all the cats?
And how many cats a day? Was it just eating a cat a day?
But also, I'm seeing the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission received a call Wednesday afternoon about children feeding and harassing an alligator in the river behind River Tree Landing Apartments. When wildlife officers arrived, they found the alligator weighing more than 500 pounds tethered to a tree near the river. Officers had a local trapper capture the alligator, which was later euthanized. They killed it? You can't just release it back into the water? What's all that about?
Why'd they have to kill it?
It says any alligator that has been fed by humans is deemed a threat. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, that is true, because then they come back to that area looking for more food.
That's fair.
It's kind of like bears, I guess. Don't feed bears. They'll come back. Whoever tied up this alligator could be guilty of either attempting to take an alligator or possession of an alligator without permits, crimes that can be considered felonies under Florida law. He urged anyone with information to contact blah, 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 blah. So, yeah.
Probably not going to get caught for that.
Probably not going to get caught for that because it happened. This happened in 2013. So,
Yeah.
unless there's some update to the story we haven't seen, probably not getting caught for that at this point. But still, that's. I wonder what his intent was with that. Was he trying to get rid of a bunch of cats and needed an alligator to go back to? Or was he trying to get a pet alligator and just needed something to feed it, so he started feeding it cats? And also...
How did he tie it up? That's my question. It's wrapped around its neck.
Yeah, I mean, it looks kind of like a toe strap.
Well, I think it said it was
It said like
parachute.
paracord, but paracord's really thin. Like
Yeah, that looks thicker than
that
I was
looks like a
imagining.
tow strap, unless that's what they used to like capture it after it was off the tree.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I guess we don't actually know how this was tied to the tree because they already have it tied up the way they're...
Well, I mean that could be the picture of when they found it. Either way, it was tied up to a tree somehow.
That's crazy, man. Poor thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like gators are kind of a nuisance, but they're probably important to the environment at some degree.
Yeah, I'm sure. But they can't be that big of a nuisance, though. I feel like they kind of stick to themselves for the most part.
Yes and no. I
mean-
mean, we moved to Florida, so I mean, we didn't, but humans moved to Florida.
Oh.
So we're kind of in their territory. But they definitely, if they're in the same places as humans, they don't keep to themselves. They're going to try to get some human, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I don't know how active gators are when they see a human. Like, if they're like, human, I'm going to attack, or human, if you get too close, I'm going to attack kind of thing.
I think it's more if they feel like they're in an advantageous position on you, they'll attack.
Yeah.
Like if you're near the water and they know they can drag you in, you're gone. It's like that. Was that a Omaha kid? Is that why the story sounds familiar? Who got eaten at Disney World, or was that just? That might have just.
Yeah,
been...
yeah. Okay, yeah, it was. There was an Omaha family who went to Disney World, and a kid got eaten while they were in Florida. And then the reason we heard about it is because the CWS was going on at that same time, and people would do that gator thing, you know?
Oh.
And people were like, oh, you can't do that because the family just got, you know. Yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, gators are eating people. You send your kid too
That's
close
true.
to the water at Disneyland resorts, and gators will come out and
Okay, so I guess that
snap
does
ya,
kind of prove
you know.
they can be a little bit of a nuisance. Just stay out of the water.
Just stay.
Don't go in the water. You don't need to be in the water.
You see a gator, stay away. You
Yeah.
see something that looks like a gator, stay away.
Yeah.
Don't
you see
feed the
some muddy
bears.
water in Florida, don't go in it. It might be a gator.
Don't feed the gators either.
feed the
Otherwise, they
gators.
have to kill them, and that's sad.
Yeah, it's
Don't kill.
kinda sad, man.
Don't kill them.
It's not cool.
I guess moving on. What are we on now? Number
Well, I don't know. My order's all sorts of messed up.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Story number 6 is about the
Naked Florida man?
the band member, dude.
Okay, that's definitely not right then. I'm looking at Miami Herald. Number 6 is the naked Florida man who danced in a fire.
Dude, you're in.
Death metal is number 7, so that should have been the third one we did. We're all sorts of goofy. We're at this point. We're not even going in order. We're just talking about random.
We're not
people.
going in any order at all.
At all. They loaded kind of randomly.
We got that one right, and then okay, we got some out of order. But the middle stuff doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
We're looking at number 10, which is the worst, and number 1, which is the best.
You right.
The middle stuff's just kind of a blur. Whoever really, how can you quantify a list of 1 to 10 stories, you know? Our number 6 that we've decided is
Death metal.
ammo in metal guitarist home sends fireman fleeing, and that's not why he's arrested. Patrick O'Brien looks like a stand-up guy. He looks like he does a lot of drugs.
Probably very drugged out. What band was he from? I just saw
Cannibal
some-
Corpse.
Cannibal Corpse. That's right. Some hardcore death metal here. Was not arrested for having flamethrower and firearm and all those goodies in his house, but was instead arrested for breaking into a neighbor's house. Excuse me, while his house was on fire, and then at that point, I believe attempting to attack people with a knife. Am I correct on that one?
I don't know. I haven't read it yet. Firefighters in Florida community got a scary taste of heavy metal fire when they battled a blaze in a one-story home that contained some serious ammo. At one point, some of the firefighters had to run for their lives. The Hillsborough County home of death metal musician Patrick O'Brien erupted in flames Monday, and apparently the pyrotechnics common to heavy metal concerts weren't limited to the stage.
That's awesome.
So,
why would he have pyrotechnics?
Was it ammunition or was it pyrotechnics?
I don't know.
Because it says the dangerous complication here was the ammunition stored within the home, which was exploding due to flames. The Hillsbury Fire Rescue Department posted on Facebook Monday, "It took us nearly an hour to bring this one under control. Thankfully, there was no injuries. The cause of the fire had not been determined." O'Brien is the lead guitarist for the band Cannibal Corpse, which was booked to open Slayer's farewell tour. Cool. The Slayer Cannibal Corpse show is scheduled to play May 11th at West Palm Beach Coral Sky and Amphitheater, blah, blah, blah. O'Brien wasn't at his house when the firefighters worked to put out the blaze, which had sent flames billowing into the night sky from the roof, and that's where his troubles grew. O'Brien was arrested and charged with aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer with a deadly weapon and burglary of occupied dwelling. It is not clear if any charges will stem from the fire.
There has to be like a weird connection, though, to his house lighting on fire and him suddenly just losing his shit.
So did the house catch on fire and then he decided to break in?
Well, it says O'Brien, 53, forced himself into a nearby home while his burned just before 7 p.m. So the way that little sentence makes it sound like is his house was on fire. He went to his neighbors and just busted in. He pushed one of them to the ground, ran to their backyard. When officers arrived, he started swinging at them with a knife and was eventually tasered and arrested. So, like, I just want to know, did he start the fire? And, like, there has to be a connection, you know?
Yeah, I really don't know. Like, I can understand, like, so your house catches on fire. My first reaction would probably be to go, well, I mean, call 911.
Yeah.
But back in the day, before you had a cell phone, you better run to the neighbor's house and call 911.
Yeah, you need a phone.
So maybe he didn't have his cell phone. Maybe he's trying to get into the neighbor's house. They're not answering the door. So if my house is on fire, I think my neighbor would understand if I kicked the door in to use their phone, you know.
Yeah.
But then he chased at them with a knife.
You can try a knock first. But yeah, but then he started pushing them, pushed one to the ground, ran straight to the backyard. Maybe well, they said they didn't find anything illegal, I guess, in the house.
Yeah, man.
Like, did he have like a meth lab that went up in flames and he was already kind of loopy?
I don't know. I mean, he definitely looks like the kind of guy that would take meth.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
He doesn't look great.
No, not too great looking, but that could also be because I think that mugshots are meant to not make you look great. They use some sort of filter, like they probably have an Instagram filter for mugshot that just makes you look like shit.
I tell you what, the Pirate Man, if that was his mugshot, he looked great.
I mean, that was his mugshot. I wouldn't say that he looked great.
He looks happy.
He looks better than this guy.
He looks way better than this guy.
But the unfortunate part yet, we don't know if he'll show up for the Cannibal Corpse Slayer tour. So, I don't know. Might still be in jail for that one.
We're not going to talk about this, but I just scrolled down a little bit that says more Florida. Angry dad brings AK-47 to Florida school after a crying son calls. So he went to school with an AK-47 to scare his son after he cries calling.
I see that. That says national. That doesn't say Florida. That says
I looked at... well, on mine it says more Florida. If you scroll up a little bit, it says more
but
Florida. But either way, it says
we got Florida
school,
too. The patient's head wasn't bleeding just from the crash. A paramedic punched him too. Man, Florida stories are great.
Yeah, this is entertaining.
There's literally always something going on that is funny in Florida. I guess moving on to the next one.
What's the next one?
I don't know. The next one I have in my lineup is naked Florida man stood in a fire. Maybe naked Florida man stands in the fire of
O'Brien.
Patrick O'Brien's burning house.
Dang, dude. Connection? I don't know.
Who knows? But naked Florida man stood in a fire and chanted gibberish. Mushrooms did it, cops say. Now,
That makes sense.
what are the chances you guys are related? No, you kind
Yeah,
of
that's
got
what I
the
was
same hair
thinking.
thing going on.
I've been kind of letting my facial hair grow a little
If
bit.
you let the beard grow
I'm gonna
out,
be that guy.
you let your hair grow back
know.
out because, you know, I think you could definitely pull that look off.
I don't want to pull that look off, dude.
I'm amazed that he was standing in fire and he still has all that hair.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But
He's got some good hair. Doesn't light on fire, I guess. I don't know.
a Florida man, John Hennessy, 27 years old, was standing in a fire and chanting before he picked up a stick and started swinging it at officers while possibly on drugs.
Possibly.
On Friday, officers arrived at the home on Northeast Pine Island Lane around 1:30 a.m. to find a man completely naked in the front yard holding a knife. John Hennessy was chanting and dancing around the fire in the front yard. Police say Hennessy was standing in the fire at one point and chanting gibberish. He also threw a rock through the window of a nearby home. Hennessy dropped the knife he was holding and picked up a large wooden stick, swinging it at officers, according to police. Officers electronically subdued him and placed him in handcuffs. All
That's
the while,
the nicest
police
way to say tased.
Yeah, electronically subdued. Don't electronically subdue me, bro. But they say he was chanting in an unknown language. So,
Nice,
for all we know, Mr. Hennessy here could be some sort of prophet. Maybe he knew what was going on.
Dude, maybe he's the one.
You know?
know?
The beard, the hair.
That's Jesus. We didn't light our Jesus candle today.
We didn't light the Jesus candle. That's probably why everything's been going so horribly. But then again, we did have the Jesus candle lit last week, and
Stop.
we
I don't want to talk about that.
we probably should have kept it lit a little bit longer because somebody deleted all the audio.
Stop. It's not my fault. It's fine. We made it work. It's there.
But
Not at the time of recording, but it'll be there.
have you ever stood in a fire?
No. Probably the closest I've been to a fire is like, well, a campfire, I guess.
Yeah, no,
It's hot, but not like within a fire around me. No.
I'm talking like you've never like jumped in a fire, like a campfire, like
No.
never just like jumped on it for fun.
Have you?
Of course,
Why?
because I was in Boy Scouts, and that's what Boy Scouts do.
We jump on fires.
Well, you see, fire's very cool because it only hurts if you're in it for too long.
Correct.
So like you've probably done the thing with like a lighter where you can light it and roll your fingers over it, and the fire can touch your fingers,
I
but
play
it doesn't
fire
hurt.
all the time.
So you can pretty much do the same thing with a big fire. You can sweep your hand through it and it's fine, and do a little jump and hop and you're fine.
But standing.
Standing in it
feel like
for
that'd
a
get real
long term
hot.
of time, it would very much hurt. I'm thinking of like walking over hot coals. I did that one time in shoes and I melted the bottom of my shoes. So
But see, when I hear this story, I think like he's in like a ring of fire. Well, it says dancing around a fire.
he was dancing around it and then at one point was standing in it.
Dang, so he just like got all up in the fire. Because if he was dancing around it, had to have been in a little secluded area, a little circle area.
Yeah, I mean definitely
He
some sort
hopped
of
up on
campfire.
that. Yeah.
I saw
impressive.
for the first time in Nashville earlier this week, or I mean the first time in my life, but I saw it here in Nashville, a bunch of homeless people around a trash can with a fire in it.
Really?
And
Where?
on Gallatin Road. It was kind of by like one of the liquor stores.
On Gallatin? That's
Or
weird.
Main Street, I guess, at that point.
I feel like I've seen that thing like under the Ellington overpass thing. You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, it was just like in a parking lot.
That's so weird.
Like I didn't think that shit actually happened, but there was like
Yeah,
4 or
dude.
5 dudes huddled around a dumpster fire.
I want to say like I saw something like that in New York. I
I
feel
mean,
like
that's
so
a
common.
stereotypical
Yeah,
film. Like
sure.
all the homeless people are standing in the alley, huddled around.
I mean, they gotta do something for warmth.
Yeah.
That probably happens quite often.
I mean, I'm not blaming them. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I've just never seen it before.
Yeah, it is like a weird thing to see because it's just so stereotypical, but
Yeah.
you hardly see it.
There you go. Homeless people do light
Funny.
fires in trash cans, and it keeps them warm.
Your thoughts for the day? What's
But
next?
don't stand in the fires.
Don't do
unsafe.
anything that dude did, except maybe shrooms.
Well, here's the thing I'm saying. They
Shrooms
said
wouldn't do
mushrooms did it, cops say.
Nah, they didn't.
Mushrooms did it, cops say. So the cops are saying mushrooms did it, but the most that they can actually release is that he was possibly on drugs.
Yeah.
Because
So I feel like
they didn't find it
I
in his
feel like
system.
mushrooms did it was just something a deputy said like on the scene.
Yeah, probably. Oh, this dude's on shrooms.
I can't. Yeah, exactly. I can't see someone on shrooms
This dude,
doing
mean,
that. I mean, you'd probably do weird stuff on shrooms, but that seems more of like a harder psychedelic.
I would. If someone's dancing around the fire, chanting gibberish and jumping in the fire, I'd probably say crack would be my first.
Yeah.
Like that dude's on crack.
Yeah.
That's usually my
bath-
go-to like crazy drug.
I feel like Florida likes their bath salts.
Bath salts, crack, meth,
The hard
heroin.
stuff. Heroin. Are they into heroin over there in the
Oh,
panhandle of Florida?
they do heroin everywhere, dude.
That's true.
It's the coolest. Don't do heroin.
Oh no, it didn't play.
It was enough. Florida man bites off girlfriend's thumb on the way to Taco Bell.
Oh man.
Could you imagine? Not only like you
That's
think
about the same as eating a steak from Taco Bell. You know, that little steak quesadilla.
anything steak from Taco Bell, you might as well be eating thumb.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The thing that disappoints me the most about this is that he was not taking his girlfriend to Taco Bell for a nice date, nice little meal. He was taking her to work.
Dang,
He was-
she works at Taco.
She works
Bell.
at Taco Bell, but I could stand losing my thumb. Like if I was at least gonna get some Taco Bell out of it. I'm sure she could get as much Taco Bell as
Yeah,
she wants.
I
'Cause
don't
she
think
works
that's an
there.
issue for her. But you would give up your thumb for an order of T-Bell? No. The answer is no.
Not a order, the order though.
What's the order? That double gordita crunch
Man, the gordita crunch with
is the best.
a fiery shell inside of it
Yes.
instead of just like a normal hard shell, and then get some sour cream on there because they do like some sort of like creamy ranch,
Yeah, see, I love that stuff.
which is good, but you add a little bit more. Yeah, you get some sour cream on there. You get the fire sauce, maybe a squeeze of Diablo sauce on there. That's a good Taco Bell item.
But worth your thumb.
Worth my thumb, maybe like the tip of it.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Police in Palm Bay say Davison's girlfriend, who hasn't been identified, started arguing on the way to the fast food chain where she worked when things turned violent. During the course of the drive down to work, they got into a verbal argument, and she basically became upset. What kind of writing is this? And she basically became upset. She kind of pushed his head, and he responded by biting, which I think is a proper, like, retaliation.
Wait,
Like,
responding to her pushing is biting?
I'm imagining she said, I kind of pushed his head, but like,
Slam.
here's his face. She was like, stop. Stop. So what do? Putting her fingers all up in your face.
I don't
Get a good bite down on the thumb.
Nah.
But Davis bit too hard.
So you're saying
He bit too hard, man.
okay? So what you're saying is he should have just done enough of a bite to be like, "Hey, f off."
I see the good in this man.
Oh,
He was-
Don't. I don't know if I do.
Well, I haven't.
We got a picture of this dude? No.
He bit
unfortunately.
her thumb completely off and spit it out on the floorboard.
Okay, yeah. See, so he like intentionally knew that bitch was coming off.
I see the good in this man. You know,
Why?
because he's just trying to get some Taco Bell.
No, he's not. He's taking her to work at Taco Bell.
You know he's gonna get some Taco
I
Bell
mean,
on the way through,
yeah,
though. You don't
have
deny
to,
that.
But still, it's not.
It says the girlfriend rushed to the hospital. I'm wondering, is she like left, or if he was like, oh shit, I'll go to the hospital.
Yeah, I wonder if like he realized.
But it says the girlfriend rushed to the hospital where a nurse called police as doctors tried to reattach her thumb. So she must have went on her own, and the nurse called the police. The woman continued to say, "I can't believe he bit my finger off." I can't believe he bit your finger off either. Ultimately, doctors weren't able to save the thumb, and police tracked Davis down to his home. The thumb biter, who is a 35-year-old, now faces charges of aggravated battery.
Damn. That's an unfortunate story all around.
Very unfortunate,
No one got Taco Bell,
and she's never gonna be.
Thumb.
She's never gonna be able to work at Taco Bell again.
Yeah, because she can't fold.
Do you know how? Do you know what it takes to fold burritos?
A thumb?
Thumbs, dude. Cats,
Dang.
and literally any other animal can't fold a burrito.
I bet a gorilla could.
Gorillas don't have opposable thumbs. That's why we advanced and they did not.
They could figure it out.
That's literally like the whole entire reason. Darwin was like, "Yep,
we got those thumbs.
we got opposable thumbs, and now we can open doorknobs. What can you do? You can open a lever door.
They can rip our arms off.
You know what? You make sacrifices. I can text your girl. You know, you want to rip my arms off? I'm gonna text your girl with my opposable thumbs. What's she gonna think of that?
But you can't if you don't have arms.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna stop.
Okay.
I wouldn't be able to text your girl if my thumb got bitten off.
What's next?
Arrested man didn't remember driving SUV off of showroom floor through the glass doors.
Dude just wanted a new car. Nothing wrong with that.
So this is Vantis. Somebody 46 years ago named their kid Vantis.
How's that spelled?
Vantice.
Nice, dude.
Or maybe it's Van Tice.
That's kind of cool.
Like maybe he's enticed to steal a van at the Honda dealership. A man arrested Thursday told police he did not remember going to Honda of Ocala and taking two large screen television sets and putting them into the SUV on the showroom floor, driving through the double glass doors, driving into another vehicle, and abandoning the vehicle in the entrance of a subdivision. Man arrested Thursday. We already read that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Van Tice L. Bershears, 46, faces 6 charges, including grand theft over $20,000 and commercial burglary. He remained at the Marion County. Marion? Is this? No, it can't be Ohio because it's
Florida.
in Florida.
But yeah, Marion popping
Marion,
up a lot
Ohio,
here in the Super
Marion,
Buggy
Florida,
podcast.
Marion, Illinois. Madam Librarian. His bond was $23,500, so he did $20,000 in damage and got a $23,000 bond.
He faces 46 charges.
Yeah.
Never mind.
No, he's
he's
46 years
faces
old.
6 charges.
Ocala Police Department officer was told that a black 2014 Toyota 4Runner had been involved in a hit-and-run crash and pulled into the Devonshire subdivision. The officer found the sport utility vehicle parked just outside the subdivision's front gate. The lights of the vehicle were flashing as if someone was using a remote to lock the doors. The officer saw Bershears walking on the opposite side of the entrance and called out to him. So, I wonder if he'd... why steal a Toyota 4Runner, though?
Yeah, I mean,
if you're at the Honda dealership.
Yeah, if you're going to steal an SUV, steal one that's dope.
Although Honda doesn't make... Well, they make, the Passport, and I guess the CR-V is kind of an SUV.
Is it? I mean, it is.
It is.
But...
The CR-V is an SUV, but it's it's a smaller SUV. It's like a Ford Escape, where it's an SUV, but it's tiny.
I feel like they don't really have a lot of SUVs.
I don't think Honda really specializes in SUVs.
They have Honda Pilot, Honda HR-V, and CR-V.
Yeah, the HR...
And the Passport.
Okay. Passport's like a van, though, isn't it? I don't know.
No, Honda Passport's just like a regular SUV.
Either way.
Probably the best looking SUV, I guess. It's pretty cool. But either way, yeah, not a ton to choose from. I probably would have gone with a sedan.
Yeah, I mean, Well, there's not a ton of really cool cars that Honda makes right now that I can think of.
Well, this was previously.
I mean,
Well, the car he stole was a 2014.
2014. So even in 2014, I can't think of any cool cars that Honda makes. Also, like availability to keys. Where do you get the keys from? Were they left in the car?
Maybe for test drives. They just kind of leave. That seems awfully stupid, though.
No, I mean usually auto dealerships will have like a cabinet that has all the keys locked into it.
Maybe he.
But if you got to that, definitely get a cooler car.
Yeah, if you have all the keys right in front of you and you can choose.
But he's got to get the 2 TV sets too.
Oh yeah, he has to have space. That's why he needs an SUV.
That's why he needs the SUV.
He needs somewhere to put his gear. That's fair.
So they walked over to him in the other side of the subdivision gate. He appeared intoxicated and had a bottle of Aleve in his hand. He told the officer he was visiting a friend but could not give a name or address. Other officers showed up, discovered there were warrants from Marion and Lake counties for Berkshires' arrest, and he was taken into custody. He was first taken to a hospital for evaluation, but became aggressive and was instead taken to jail.
Nice.
The SUV had a sticker on the windshield indicating it came from the Honda Vocala. Berkshires told police the keys were in the vehicle. As officers inventoried Berkshires' personal property at the jail, they found a key that was later determined to fit a door of the dealership's maintenance building. So
That's
he
how
did.
He got the keys.
He did have all of the.
And he took the 4.
He had the availability to get everything. He could have gotten so many cool cars. I would at least go with like a. Because, I mean, Acura makes the NSX, but there's no way Honda Vocala has an Acura NSX chilling there.
You don't know that.
I mean, Florida has a lot cooler cars than everywhere else.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like that's where everything kind of filters to. It's like you got crazy people, but you got a lot of cool cars.
True.
There's a really big like modding community down there. Lots of people mod cars down there. Lots of people drive really cool cars down there. You have lots of rich people all in one area who live on the beach and want to drive sports cars. So you get a lot of that. And they're one of the only states that allow imports.
Oh, really?
So like,
That's weird.
I'm real big on old Japanese cars. And
Only in Florida.
only in Florida can they be imported. You can still extradite them to other states once they're imported into Florida, but you still have to drive down to Florida to go get the cars.
Yeah, man, I'm looking at some just pictures of Hondas.
Yeah.
Nothing too interesting to steal.
Like, I think the most interesting Honda that you could probably find at a dealership that you could steal would probably be a Honda Civic Type R. Maybe if they have them. Very limited quantity. But you could probably get a Civic Si.
Cool.
I mean, the new Civics are very cool. I would.
But this is 2014, and they weren't super cool in
They
2014.
were probably still pretty cool looking in 2014.
Not like they do
Not
now.
like they do now. They look really cool now.
Yeah.
I would drive a Civic,
Same.
but neither of us do.
Nope. That Prius life. Ah!
Prius.
Stop.
We're skipping right over the Toyota story. I feel like you know what?
We gotta hit the Toyota.
Let's hit the Toyota story real quick.
It's not a
because
Florida
I
man.
actually it's not a Florida man story, but I actually really liked this story. I thought it was
Wow.
pretty
Google,
funny.
Google does not look great in dark mode on Chrome.
well, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
So Toyota patents the digital whoopee cushion. Essentially, they filed for a patent for a vehicle fragrance dispenser. So it's gonna have 3 different modes. You'll have a fragrance. So like if you want your car to smell like apples, you can put a
Spray
little
it.
pod in. And every single time you get in the car, it'll smell like apples. You can have a deodorizer. So if your car smells really bad,
Or if
you know,
deliver
someone
pizzas.
gets into your car and they smell bad, you can press the button and
True.
spray them with deodorant. And then a third function, which
Is
is
the best.
the best function, which also
The worst.
kind of scares me.
Yep, this scares me for a few reasons.
So the third one will spray tear gas at you if you're not the authorized owner of the car or an authorized driver.
Yeah, so right there, I have like a lot of questions. What if you pull up to valet or something, get your car parked, the dude sits down and just boom, tear gas.
Because they said it pairs up with an app on your phone, and that would indicate who is driving the car. I'm sure there's a valet mode. Like, even my car has valet mode, to where if I want to
Really?
lock down the stereo to where they can't touch anything, I can put it in valet mode.
Strange. Then I guess it would
So
have...
I'm sure there's a valet mode to where they're not going to get sprayed with tear gas. But even imagine you forget your phone and you hop into your car and then all of a sudden spraying tear gas at you. How long does that
Yeah.
take to air out? Is your car just ruined after that?
I would hope not.
Because
but-
I feel like I've seen, like, in TV shows and stuff where they get tear gas on a pillow or something, and it's like, or they'll get tear gas, like a cop will have tear gas on their uniform. They'll sit down on the couch and then they'll get up and go on, and someone will, like, lay down on a pillow and they're like, oh, there's tear gas on that, and
Dang.
it like fucks with their eyes and shit. So
maybe it does stick around.
I'm sure it sticks around to some extent.
And also, I'm just kind of worried about this just randomly going off, like
Yeah, like,
accidentally.
what are the chances you get into a car crash, you're already in pain, and then all of a sudden you get sprayed with tear gas? Like, what's the fail-safe function on that?
Yeah, man. I don't know. And where's the tear gas kept? And do you buy tear gas to refill it? If you
Like,
use
who's
it?
authorized to set? Is there a button that you can use to set it off? Can you set it
Yeah.
off whenever you want? How caustic is the tear gas?
This just doesn't seem like a good idea to me.
You know what? I say buy a bottle of pepper spray, and then if you ever get into a situation where someone's stealing your car, just pepper spray them.
What if you're not in the car?
Hope for the best. You need to buy one of those things that Mark Rober made, where when you lift the lid off of the iHome box, it sprays glitter everywhere, and does the fart spray, but just replace the fart spray with tear gas.
So then we're in the same situation.
We're in the same exact situation, but you just have to hope somebody opens your Apple iHome that you always have sitting on your passenger seat, and then you're gonna glitter bomb your own car as well. But
That's a funny story. I'm interested to see where it turns out.
yeah,
I would take a tear gas
there
tank in my Prius.
there's other, apparently, like Mercedes and some of the other luxury car companies already have them that do just the fragrance.
Yeah.
So all that Toyota's really patenting here is the ability to add tear gas into their cars.
Maybe it's some weird workaround. Maybe they just want the fragrance technology, but they can't do it
without adding the tear gas in.
without adding something else.
I think they want the tear gas. Why would they include it?
I
if
mean,
they
yeah,
didn't
that's
want
a
the tear
pretty
gas?
interesting selling point. Like, oh, and this car comes with some tear gas.
I don't know. I'll sign up for it. Actually, I won't.
You won't.
I'm not worried
I
about
won't.
it. I'm not worried about it.
Nah, man.
Um,
Back to Florida, man.
Back
Where
to
we at?
Florida,
We're at
man.
an hour 10.
we are moving on to the final
All
or
right.
3 stories. I don't have the article for the number 1, so
I'll try to get that real quick.
our final 2 stories. Florida reptile store owner puts lizard in mouth, smacked employees with critter in attack. This guy doesn't really look like a reptile guy.
Really? He to me kind of looks like a lizard a little bit. Like, you know those people they talk about, the lizard men.
I
They
mean,
live inside the moon.
Mark Zuckerberg is a lizard man.
Yeah, okay, but this guy kind of seems like he could be a lizard as well. Like Mark Zuckerberg's a clean lizard. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Dude, Mark Zuckerberg. What is Zuck?
What a suck, man.
A Florida reptile store owner made notorious after a man died during a 2012 insect eating contest at the business is behind bars. So this is the owner of the reptile store.
Yeah, the dude that owned it. Not even just someone walking in.
Okay. He held an insect eating contest back in 2012, apparently, where a man died.
Oh.
I wonder what insects he was feeding him. And now he's behind bars after he smacked employees with a bearded dragon and even put it in his mouth. For starters, where do you
How do you
hold
fit?
the bearded dragon? Because if you hold it by its tail, that's coming off. Their tails will fall off if you pull on a tail.
Yeah, I don't know. When they said they were swinging it, which that poor thing was being swung around, it sucks. But also, I would imagine it from the tail, but you're probably right. That thing would probably just pop right
Yeah, so you gotta like grab half. How big are we looking at? Tiny bearded dragon, big
mean-
bearded dragon.
Able to fit in his mouth.
How much in his mouth?
I don't know. I don't think I want to know.
The eccentric owner is seen on surveillance tape throwing the lizard in the air, swinging it around. According to Broward Sheriff's Office, Siegel was also allegedly seen slapping his employees with the helpless critter and throwing Gatorade on the workers at the store along West Hillsborough Boulevard. It's unclear if the lizard was killed. Siegel faces battery and cruelty to animal charges. Siegel's exotic pet store made national news in October 2012 after Edward Archibald choked and died while gobbling dozens of roaches and worms during an insect-eating contest.
God.
Yum.
What a way to go.
Archibald was the winning contestant of more than 30 who downed the bugs in an effort to take the grand prize, a ball python. At the time, Siegel said the bugs were raised in captivity as pet feed. Wow. Could you imagine dying over a snake? Wanting to win a snake.
I can't imagine dying like while choking on roaches and worms.
Could you imagine entering a contest to eat roaches and worms? That should be the real question here. How many people are you competing against to where you have to eat that fast?
Yeah, man. I don't know. I wonder how many.
How many people?
I mean, if we probably
look up how expensive is a ball python, if you wanted to purchase one. Because I'm sure they're expensive, but they can't be that expensive.
They are not that expensive.
We're looking at $200.
Not even.
Not even. Baby ball python.
What do you think?
Well, I thought $200, and then you said not even, so I'm gonna say $84.99.
$60.
Not too bad. Let's buy a ball python.
Yeah, I would.
Now,
Although you can buy some for $30 even.
are you going to down a bunch of
No, I'm
roaches and worms?
I'm just gonna pay $60.
Let's be generous and say this is a really cool ball python, $150. Absolutely, still not eating that many bugs. No. And again, how many people were competing?
Yeah, no, I wish we had that. We could probably.
I wonder if this
what's that link?
Connecting article, risky. Yes, and it shows the picture of the man with a very full mouth, and obviously somebody else competing against him. It says, in addition to the roaches, Edward Archibald also consumed worms at the contest last month. Let's see. As piles of bugs he had just eaten became lodged in his windpipe, the Broward County medical examiner said Monday. Archibald died at the hospital. Toxicology reports showed no lethal substances in the system, and the cause of death was listed as an accident. He was one of 30 contestants.
What the frick?
There's got to be... Grand prize was an expensive ball python. How expensive?
What in the world? There has to be, I guess, a large range of ball pythons because I can't see 30 people doing that for a $60 snake. You know?
Yeah, I really... Yeah, I don't know. It's got to be like some rare special breed of ball python that like is worth more than $60. Because there's no way 30 people signing up for this contest to eat bugs.
Not even just like bugs. I could do crickets. I could eat crickets.
Yeah, I could.
But roaches and worms.
I feel like roaches I could even do, but well, I don't know.
Like I might be able to do worms.
All bugs are kind of gross.
Yeah, I might be able to do worms over roaches though. What gets me with the roaches, I'm assuming like the bigger roaches, you know, not the really fast, quick ones. Unless,
Yeah,
I guess I don't know. Even
all roaches.
All roaches. Like
any bug is going to be gross. Don't eat bugs. Don't eat them fast if you're gonna eat bugs, because you will choke and die. But moving on to the last story, I'll see if I can load it up on here. It wasn't wanting to work out for me last time.
One, the number one doesn't even have a link to it.
No, it definitely does. It was up here. It was up here somewhere.
I mean, I found like an 8-minute video of him just talking to a camera.
Florida man Joshua James.
Load.
Oh,
You
no,
hit
I
your-
viewed too many articles this month, and I'm not subscribing to the Miami Herald
No.
because, frankly, I can't view this website enough.
You right.
Either way, because Miami Herald will not grant us the rights to view their story, we'll just have to go from the Miami Herald website about Joshua James. So he made number 1 on the list. Florida man Joshua James. Oh my gosh, I can't find the story now.
He tossed an alligator.
Tossed an alligator through a Wendy's drive-thru.
That is just wrong. Oh, there's a video from Wendy's. Hold up.
There is a video. Okay. I need to.
This is one of the harshest places.
Oh my
on
gosh.
Sorry, I forgot that would come through the headphones.
I feel like I need to.
Yep.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
An alligator inside a Wendy's kitchen.
Well, let me get it pulled up on the screen so
Yeah.
the people can see it.
I don't care about the people.
Joshua James Wendy's.
Yeah, the second one's the one I'm watching, the little 45-second doohickey. That little doohickey there.
Oh, you're so loud.
Yep, that's an alligator inside a Wendy's
Yeah, it
kitchen.
is.
The Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission accused this guy, 23-year-old Joshua
Oh, it's
James,
frozen.
of tossing the reptile through the drive-thru window at nearly 2 in the morning. Authorities
2 in the morning.
did it to them. He picked up the gator on the side of the road and then brought it to Wendy's.
Why?
He's charged with aggravated assault, theft, and unlawful possession and
Theft?
transportation of an alligator.
What'd he
Bonds
steal?
was set at $3,000. No word on whether anyone inside Wendy's at the time was hurt. The gator was eventually released back into a nearby canal before anyone started serving it.
What just died?
We just lost the GoPro.
We just lost the GoPro. Shucky darn.
Shucky Dawn.
Shucky darns, dude.
Oh, but that's funny. Can you imagine working at the window and someone just pulls up and boom, alligator?
I
Right.
could.
Can you?
I could.
Could you?
I mean, I've worked in the food industry. I've never had anything thrown at me through a drive-through window.
People done some weird stuff though.
But I could see somebody throwing an alligator. I don't know what caused him to say, you know what? It's 2:30 in the morning. I'm driving down the road. I see an alligator. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to pick this alligator up. I could possibly see where that would start to go through. Like, I'm going to get this alligator, you know? But then he decided, I got to go to Wendy's.
Yeah.
And who at Wendy's opened the window, saw a dude holding an alligator, and like, how fast can you throw an alligator? Really?
It's only a 3-foot alligator.
I know, but how fast can you throw that? You know, like you got to look out the window and see this dude holding an alligator and not open the window. It's already 2:30 in the morning. You
Yeah.
should be looking out that window and seeing who you're.
True. Oh, hold up. This is his reasoning for doing it.
We're just like outdoors kind of people, and just anything we find, we kind of just like catch, you know, snakes, lizards, anything. And we saw an alligator and, you know, caught it, and we're handling it. And like I said, just ideas started popping, and, you know, one thing led to another. So,
You know, this.
Ideas started popping, and we thought, hey, let's throw this thing through the Wendy's drive-through window.
I'm not gonna lie. This sounds like something me and Colby would do. Like,
Oh my gosh.
the drive-through is the perfect place for like any content ever. We could take Super Buggy podcast through the drive-through. Would probably be one of our top 10 episodes
Let's do it.
all time. I remember one of my best drive-through pranks, which wasn't even good, but it cracked me the hell up. You go into the drive-through, because I get this a lot at my job at Domino's, where people will. Well, what we would do is we'd go into the drive-through and we'd roll up and we'd say, we go up to Taco Bell. We'd say, hey, do you guys have ground beef right now? And they'd be like, yeah. We'd be like, oh, thanks. And then you just pull off.
Why? Why?
Or you go up to McDonald's and you say, hey, are you guys selling hamburgers right now? Yes, we are. Okay, thanks. And then just pull off.
That's so weird.
We get that all the time at Domino's, though. People say, hey, do you guys deliver to here? Yeah, we do. Okay, thanks. Hang up.
Weird. Maybe they're just calling for that. That makes a
But
little
the
more
order
sense.
never comes through.
Oh.
It's so weird.
Maybe they're just checking for
Or,
like a later
hey, what are your
date.
specials today? Oh, it's this. Okay, thanks. And they'll hang up on you. And it's like, why are you calling?
Why are you calling? I mean, that makes more sense to me than just going to a drive-through asking, "Hey, you guys selling
The people
hamburgers?"
are so confused.
I'm
though.
sure they are, but
Are you guys selling hamburgers today? Yeah, we are. Okay, thanks.
But you don't even get like the reward of seeing their confusion.
Oh, you do? Because you drive through the rest of the drive-through.
Oh.
You have to drive by that window, and half the time they're just looking out the window.
Okay, I guess that makes more sense.
It was funny. We should try it sometime.
Let's
It's
try it
fun.
right now.
I mean, we could do it.
It's 11:53 p.m. Prime time for fast food shenanigans.
See, the only benefit we had a benefit when we were in Nebraska, though, because nobody's in the drive-thru. We're going to get stuck in a drive-thru.
That makes it even better.
Yeah, but then you're just sitting in the drive-thru for
no
like 20
reason.
minutes for no reason.
For the joke.
For the joke.
All
and then
for
it's
the
not even a
meme.
joke anymore.
I did it for the meme.
The funny part is when you drive away and they're like, what? What?
Oh, snap. Well, I think that concludes our Florida men.
That concludes
our
the
stories.
Florida podcast.
So what did we learn today? Don't go to Florida.
Don't do crack
Don't do crack.
or heroin.
Don't throw alligators.
Bath salts.
Don't feed alligators cats.
Don't feed alligators, otherwise they have to kill them.
Yeah, that's just not cool to the alligator.
Like, don't masturbate in Walmart.
I forgot about that, dude.
Don't masturbate in Walmart. That's weird.
And don't shoot muskets at cars unless you want to.
Unless you want to, you'll probably go to jail for a little bit for it, but then you
wonder-
can go on to the Daily Show with Trevor Noah.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. You didn't actually
That's
get to meet
pretty
Trevor
cool.
Noah though. It was just like one of his
he
assistant
got
people.
to meet Desi. She seems like a cool cat.
Yeah,
Still someone semi-famous, you know.
I guess it's worth it at
It's
the end
always
of the day.
worth it. Just shoot a musket.
Shoot a musket.
Drink some whiskey.
Something that rhymes with
Shrooms.
musket. What rhymes with musket?
Uh,
Quick fire.
Brisket. Musket. Tusket.
That's not a real word.
Shh, doesn't have to be. Does anything rhyme with musket?
It's something there. I mean, there's only like 3 words that nothing rhymes with. Something definitely rhymes with musket. I'll do it before you.
I feel like there's nothing that rhymes with musket.
Dude, something has to rhyme with musket.
Words. This just is a bunch of near rhymes.
Elon Musket.
Biscuit. Brisket.
Brisket.
Basket. Brushes. Bucket. Musket bucket.
Bucket.
Budget. Busket. That's not a word.
Busket's not a word. What is that?
I think that's when I first played a video on my phone or on the computer, forgetting it was going to come through on the soundboard.
Okay.
I don't know what buckets are. Wikipedia says it's a thing, but it's Wikipedia. It's a lie. Anyways, musket doesn't have any rhymes. It just has near rhymes.
It's another one of the words that has nothing that rhymes with it, like orange, or what's the other one? I don't know.
Nantucket.
Sure.
Musket Nantucket.
Musket Nantucket. But yeah, I guess that concludes episode 4 of the Super Buggy podcast.
Episode 4, dude. We made it.
We made it to the end. Hopefully you did as well. If you did, please feel free to leave us a like. Follow us on Spotify. Subscribe to us on YouTube.
Twitter, Instagram.
Twitter,
Boys
Instagram,
Buggy. Instagram.
at Boys Buggy. Check us out on
You know what?
iTunes.
Give us some comments, whatever, too. Let us know what you think about all these crazy stories. Why not, you know? Just,
Yeah. Give us a whiskey of the week next week.
yeah, give us some suggestions.
Give us some suggestions. Let us know what we're doing right. Let us know what we're doing wrong. We want to get better at this. That's the plan, at least.
Yeah, that's always the plan, but who knows?
But yeah, thank you for joining me here tonight.
Us. God, so soft.
I was thanking you for joining me.
Oh, I mean, I live here. It's cool, dude. I was gonna be here anyways. It's not a big deal.
Okay. Well, I'm moving out. Yeah. Have a good night. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I'm leaving you. That was real. I'm taking this.
We're taking the whiskey. Yeah. But who's gonna pay the third of rent? Oh, he's just kidding.